Imagine being an 8-year-old child, asleep in your own bed, in the one place where you should feel safest, your home. Now, imagine waking up to a nightmare that no child, no person should ever have to endure. This is the story of Jennifer Schuett, whose life was forever changed in one unimaginable night. A story of horror, survival, and resilience that will leave you questioning how such strength can exist in one so young. Stay with me to the end, because this story is not just about tragedy, it's about triumph against all odds. It was a warm summer night in Dickinson, Texas, in 1990. 8-year-old Jennifer Schuett had been playing all day and fell asleep early in her bed, surrounded by her stuffed animals. The innocence of her childhood was about to be shattered in a way no one could have anticipated. In the middle of the night, a stranger crept into her bedroom and carried her away. Jennifer woke up in the arms of a man she didn't recognize. Confused and terrified, she asked what was happening. He lied, saying he was a friend of her mother. That moment marked the end of her innocence. The man drove Jennifer to a secluded field. Under the cover of darkness, he committed acts so heinous that they are hard to put into words. Jennifer was assaulted and left for dead. Her tiny body was discarded in the field like trash, her throat slashed so deeply that her voice box was nearly severed. But despite the unimaginable pain, Jennifer refused to die. She lay in that field, unable to speak, bleeding out, but alive, determined to survive. Hours stretched into what felt like eternity. Jennifer stared at the night sky, holding on to life with a fierce determination. She thought of her mother, her friends, her dreams for the future. The thought of leaving her loved ones behind gave her the strength to endure. Her young mind couldn't fully grasp what had happened, but she understood one thing. She wanted to live. That sheer willpower, even in the face of excruciating pain, was nothing short of miraculous. Hours later, a group of children playing near the field stumbled upon Jennifer. What they found was something that would haunt them forever. Jennifer was covered in blood, her throat severely injured, and she could barely move. Yet, despite her injuries, she managed to open her eyes and look at them, silently pleading for help. She was rushed to the hospital, where doctors were shocked she was still alive. The extent of her injuries was horrifying. Her throat had been slashed with such brutality that she was unable to speak for weeks. Her tiny body bore the scars of violence that no one should ever endure, let alone a child. But what shocked everyone even more was Jennifer's strength. Even at 8 years old, she was determined to help catch the man who did this to her. She used a pen and paper to communicate, writing down every detail she could remember about her attacker. As the police investigation began, Jennifer's bravery became a beacon of hope. Detectives worked tirelessly, but the evidence was scarce. The field where she was found held few clues, and the description Jennifer provided, though detailed, wasn't enough to immediately identify her attacker. Still, Jennifer's courage in reliving the trauma inspired everyone involved in the case to push harder. As word spread about what happened to Jennifer, the community was outraged. How could such a monstrous act occur in their town? Parents began locking their doors, keeping their children close, and looking at strangers with suspicion. The police worked tirelessly, but as days turned into weeks, the investigation stalled. Jennifer's detailed description of her attacker provided some leads, but none were enough to make an arrest. For years, Jennifer's case remained unsolved. Her attacker roamed free while she battled the psychological and physical scars he had left behind. The thought of him living his life without consequences enraged not just Jennifer, but everyone who heard her story. How could someone commit such a heinous act and disappear into the shadows? Jennifer's journey wasn't just about surviving, it was about healing. She faced countless surgeries to repair the damage to her throat and vocal cords. She underwent years of therapy to process the trauma and rebuild her sense of safety. Her story became a rallying cry for justice, a reminder of the importance of never giving up. No matter how bleak things might seem, Jennifer grew up with a fire in her heart. Despite everything she had endured, she refused to let her attacker win. She turned her pain into power, becoming an advocate for other survivors of violent crimes. She shared her story publicly, hoping to inspire others and keep her case alive in the minds of investigators. Then, in 2009, nearly 2 decades after the attack, there was a breakthrough. Advances in DNA technology allowed investigators to re-examine evidence from Jennifer's case. The DNA profile of her attacker was matched to a man named Dennis Earl Bradford, who had been living a quiet life in Arkansas. When confronted, Bradford confessed to the crime. He admitted to abducting Jennifer, assaulting her, and leaving her for dead, believing she wouldn't survive. The arrest was a moment of vindication for Jennifer. Her unwavering courage and determination to fight for justice had paid off. She had not only survived, but had helped bring her attacker to justice. The news of the arrest sent shockwaves through the community, reigniting conversations about Jennifer's incredible strength and the importance of never giving up on unsolved cases. Bradford's capture wasn't just a win for Jennifer, it was a win for every survivor who had ever been told to stay silent or felt their story didn't matter. Jennifer's case became a symbol of hope and resilience, proving that justice, no matter how delayed, is always worth pursuing. As Jennifer's story comes to a close, one question remains. How does a person find the strength to survive such horror? How does an 8-year-old girl, left for dead, grow into a woman who inspires countless others? Jennifer's story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It's a reminder that even in our darkest moments, there is hope. Her case leaves us with a mix of emotions: anger at the cruelty she endured, admiration for her courage, and awe at the mystery of her strength. Jennifer Schuett turned her tragedy into a mission, proving that even in the face of unimaginable evil, justice can prevail. Jennifer's life today is a testament to the fact that the human spirit is unbreakable. She continues to advocate for survivors, using her voice, a voice she fought so hard to reclaim, to make a difference in the world. Her journey reminds us that even in the face of unspeakable darkness, the light of resilience can shine through.